Yeah. Wait, you're inside? You're inside your car. You said?
Yeah, I'm in my car.
Oh, okay. Are you having hard times with the bills, or what's going on?
No, it's just easier this way.
Oh,
I
okay.
did I
That's
did
actually.
art.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I just said we did James Squared in my car too today.
Oh, okay.
So
Better
I'm
sound in
trying
there,
it
right?
out. Yeah, better sound,
Yeah.
no interruption.
Maybe we get you one of those
So
backgrounds. You could sit in the back there and make it look like you're in Europe or something,
right, right.
like you're traveling. You a bit of traveling you've been doing too, right? You were out
Yeah,
in
I just
Arizona.
yep. I went to Tempe for about 4 days, and that was cool. Got out to
Nice.
some games.
How many games did you see?
I saw 3 games. I saw Angels Rockies.
Okay.
Then I went to Sloan Park on Saturday, saw Cubs Rockies. So saw the Rockies twice.
Oh
And then
wow.
on Sunday, I went back to Tempe Diablo and saw Angels Padres. And let me tell
Oh,
you
okay.
what, those Padre fans like to talk smack.
Do they?
Yeah.
Man, I wonder if
That's
a lot of them.
until Brandon Drury hit that home run, though, the go ahead home
Oh
run where
yeah,
they won 5-4. Yeah.
a lot of
And
bitter
they were
Charger
quiet.
fans over there still, right?
Yeah. Actually, one of them, I was talking to one fan, and he was mad at Dean Spanos. He said that right before they tore down the old Qualcomm Stadium, he went in there with a couple friends of his and actually peed in Dean Spanos's
Oh,
luxury box.
wow, that's nice.
Yeah, some young
Wow,
kid.
class acts those Padre fans.
Yeah. Hey,
So
they're
how you?
bitter, man.
What's that?
They're bitter.
Yeah, wait,
Since the
you know,
Chargers left.
I mean, can you imagine if the Angels ended up picking up and leaving, and already moved them out? How bitter would we be? You know,
Yeah, we'd be pretty bitter, but I wouldn't mind if they moved to Nashville. I'll tell you that much.
Nashville, really? Why?
Yeah, because well, my Tennessee Titans are there for one thing, and I love
Oh, I
Nashville.
see.
So
So
for me, it'd be a
this is all
win-win.
about you. This is all about you, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, no, just
Hey, okay, so okay, first of all, the pronunciation of your last name. Everyone has a hard time with it. They say Melu, Malu. How do you pronounce
it's
it?
actually it's actually pronounced Milo, like me high, Milo.
Milo.
So it's
Oh, okay.
Milo, James Milo. Yeah,
Wow. I dated a Vietnamese girl named Milo.
really.
No, I just made that up right now.
Ah,
Never dated
that
a
could be
Vietnamese woman.
Samoan too.
Oh, yeah,
I
it
could
could
have
be
been
Samoa.
Samoan.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm
so
Samoan from the waist up.
yeah, okay, there you go. So Milu. Gotta make
It's
sure I get that
Milo.
right for you.
Yeah.
Or Milo, I'm
Me
sorry,
high,
Milo.
me low. Yes,
Milo.
sir.
Okay, I'll remember that. I'll remember that next time. So, okay. Also known as J Money.
J Money.
Let everybody know why you're named J Money.
Well, that's I do a lot of things.
Let's keep it
Other things.
PG first before you
Oh
get
yeah.
into it.
Well, I work with one guy in the grocery business, and one day he just called. People give me nicknames. I don't. I My whole life people have always given me nicknames.
Hmm.
So I was working with this one guy in the grocery business at the place I work now, and he was all one day he was all like, you know what? I'm gonna start calling you J Money. I'm like, really, J Money? I
Just
like
out of
the ring to
nowhere.
that, J Money,
J
out of the
Money.
blue. Yeah, and
That's nice.
so the name stuck, and now I use it as I'm also a karaoke host, a KJ, so I use it as my handle. So
There you go.
when I was doing radio over at KLBC at Long Beach City College, that was
Mhm.
also my handle, the J Money Show, when I was doing
Okay.
radio. So it kind of fit. A white
Nice.
guy named J Money. You don't forget about things like that.
You
So
don't forget. No, you don't.
I'm a
You don't forget.
rapper.
There you go. So yeah. So let's get into the karaoke, because I'm thinking that we should probably have a Halos in the Infield night where we all show up and sing our favorite, you know, ABBA or Bee Gees song. What do you think?
I'm down. Who's singing Dancing Queen first?
I think Todd's got Dancing
Haley.
Queen,
Yeah.
and then I'll go ahead and handle I don't know, something like More Than a Woman by the Bee Gees. And then
Okay.
I don't know if Fernando's old enough to know what those songs are, but I'm sure Fernando will come up with something.
The Lone Star Halo.
A Lone Star Halo. Yeah, he'll come up with something. I know he will.
Some Garth Brooks. Some Friends in Low Places.
There you go.
I like it.
So you do this
Book it.
what is this, every Thursday night?
Every Thursday night at the Royal Room in Bellflower, California. Yeah.
In Bellflower. Nice. God, I
Beat
haven't been down to
town.
Bellflower in a while. Nice. That's interesting.
Yeah,
That's a
it's a
cool deal.
special town. I'm also the voice of Bellflower baseball, Bellflower High School baseball. So I do that too on the
Mr.
side.
Milo. Getting it
Yes,
done.
I'm
All
everywhere.
right. So you're one half of James squared.
That I am.
The other half, like I mentioned before last time when I interviewed the other James, I'm sure he's folded behind you in the back seat there, right? Because you guys are
He's
conjoined twins.
somewhere.
Is he back there
James, you
somewhere?
back there? Where are you, James? James Gonzalez, man.
Is he back there?
Hey, where are you?
Is he-
No, I'm
Tell
just
him to
kidding. He's
wake
not
up.
back there.
Hey, how lazy can he
Wake
be?
up.
Wake up. Get into the show.
We just did a show today. Shoot.
Did you? Oh,
He's
great.
somewhere
Sure,
back there.
some good topics coming up too. What do you think about that whole thing going on with Shohei Ohtani and
Let me
and,
tell you what. That was shocking. That was breaking while I was doing some PA announcing for Bellflower baseball.
oh,
And people
was
were
it?
asking me. I found out through everybody else. I'm like, what's going on? And then I was reading into it. I saw everything on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it now. And then on Facebook, it was all breaking. I'm like, wow, this is going to be really messy. It
Yeah,
sounds like
it
there's
made
a
it.
lot of moving parts.
Yeah, it was
And it's
all
going to
over.
be, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh no, I was gonna say, yeah, it was all over MySpace today. It was everywhere.
Yeah. It was on my top 8.
It was on your top. Only the older guys get that,
Oh,
right?
that's right. And that's old school right there.
Yeah, it is.
We're ancient. Anyway,
Yeah.
if what they're saying is true, it kind of sounds like, I'm not going to speculate here, but it kind of sounds like Ipe might be the fall guy for Ohtani.
I'm kind of suspecting that too. I'm a big. I like to get into like
I
conspiracy theories,
yeah
and I really want to just take that and run. I think
yeah
that sounds like something that's that's probably what's happening. They're gonna cover up Shohei. There's too much money to be generated
yeah
out of that man, and I can't see them just saying, "Well, that's the rules. Sorry, you got to go." Say hi to Pete Rose for me.
right. I'm just hoping that's not the case, because that's very bad for baseball and the sport
Yeah,
right now. We're trying to grow baseball again, as you know. Otani's been that whole story's been, even though he's a Dodger now, it's been a great story, and this may tarnish his image if it comes out that he had something to do with this whole thing with Ipe.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
right
And I was
now it's
just,
just Ipe. It's just
yeah,
Ipe. But speculation is he could have something to do with it, because it was his account and he wired the money. So they say, his attorneys say that he had something to do, or Ipe. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
It's still breaking. It's still coming out. It's still developing. It's in its infancy right now. But I just hope it's not true. I just hope Ohtani. I don't want to see Ohtani go down for this, man.
I don't either.
You
I
know,
hope it's not true.
I hope it's not true. Yeah.
As much as I would love to let Dodger fans have it,
Oh yeah. I mean,
you know, I
yeah.
would
Who?
just revel in it. I would just be the most evil person you could possibly think of. I would just love it. But I do like him, and I hope this. And honestly, I mean, you shouldn't bet while you're playing, of course, especially on teams, especially against or on your own team.
No, you shouldn't.
But you shouldn't at all in any sport. But as far as bets are concerned, and placing bets on other sports or something like that, I don't think there's that big of a deal with it. It doesn't bother me too much. But
Yeah.
we've seen how long it's gone with Pete Rose and him not being involved with the Hall of Fame, and they're serious about it. So is this something? If this is something that comes out blatant, where it's just like it's him and all fingers point to Shohei, that's going to be interesting to see what exactly happens and how the MLB handles that situation. Because you're talking millions upon millions of dollars in every direction that's coming in for everyone involved. That guy's going to, especially if he comes back next year and pitches the hell out of his arm. He just goes for it. and we just see, him like he was a couple of years ago, which I have a feeling that's what's going to end up happening. That'll be my luck. But if he comes out
Yeah.
and just starts firing that arm, oh my gosh, the money involved would be insane. Insane.
Right. And what about all the deferments? What happens with that if this
Yep.
all comes out? What happens? What do they do?
Yep.
What if in somehow, some way, he is connected to all this, which he is connected to it, but in some
Mhm.
way. But if he was at fault here, what happens with him and the Dodgers? I mean, Dodgers would have egg on their face, which as Angel fans, let's be honest, we would mind. But you don't want to see Shohei's career ruined. That
Yeah.
would just be sad. It's a
Yeah.
sad
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
sad situation right now.
I wouldn't wanna see that
You know,
either, because you think about if he comes back, to his old pitching form after everything is, said and done for next season, what a great point in history, especially for us to be able to live through and watch it,
right,
knowing that he was even part of our team for a while too. For a person
right,
like that to achieve what he may end up achieving, just it would be something to watch. I hate that he's on the Dodgers doing that. I would
yeah.
have loved saying, "Oh yeah, there he is over there in
So,
Toronto, putting up
yep,
these numbers." But
it
he was a
hurt.
halo, and it does kind of
Yeah,
hurt. I was actually getting over it until
yeah,
yesterday. I don't know if you
right,
got the message when I was at Walmart buying peanut butter, and there right in front of me was this sea of blue, and it was all Dodger shirts, and there's
yeah.
the Shohei Ohtani shirts. Ugh, I saw that and I was like, "Oh my god, here we go." But, starting to get over it. I'm starting to get past it. I wanna focus on my 500 team.
Let me tell you, when I was out in Tempe for spring training, I saw a lot of Otani jerseys, and it kind of made me sad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Sucks.
gonna happen. It's gonna suck. I've seen people change their Otani jerseys over where they take his name off the back and they're putting "sell the team" or "get out
Oh
already."
yeah, Stel,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of that lately too, so we'll see how it turns out, but like I said,
This whole season.
hopefully it doesn't turn out bad for him, though. I do like the guy. What do hey, this is your first time Cup of Joe. It's actually been everyone's first time
Yeah,
Cup of Joe because I just started. But
I love it.
uh,
I'm
I,
happy to
I'm
be here.
I'm actually in where I'm hoping to start doing these videos all the time, and you can see I'm under construction. Matter of fact, I have so much junk here. Check this out. I got my construction sign
I love it.
there.
Man,
See?
I should be wearing a hard hat right now.
Well, that's where this comes in.
Yeah,
I have my official Angels hard hat.
attaboy.
There you go.
I love it. The old school emblem. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that actually. I talked about it before with Todd. I went when the Anaheim Stadium was being turned into Edison International, and they had all the seats ripped out. They were going under major construction. They were redoing everything. It was right before the season. I believe it was the '97 season. I might be wrong. I think it was.
Yeah.
But
96,
anyway,
97.
yeah. So we got a tour of inside the place. The seats weren't even in yet, and we got a tour inside. You can see all the concrete and everything. And they actually showed us the dugout suites, which my mind was blown when I saw. I was like, "Holy crap!" But they issued us hard helmets, and we got to keep them. It was pretty cool. I had our name on it and everything. So that,
That's
yeah,
cool.
still have it. But I have a lot of other junk in here too. I have to get everything situated. I would like something more flashy and cool looking in the back, kind of like what Fernando has, all his collectibles. Except I'm finding my collectible, like my bobbleheads, and they're all broken. Like look at my Vladimir Guerrero, his bat broke.
Oh, I have that one too. The bat comes off on that one because
Does
that
it?
happened to me too. Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta find it. I have no idea where it's at.
Yeah.
And then this one, I have Mike Trout, but he lost his hand in a lightsaber battle. You can see. But the hand's right here, so I'm gonna glue it, and hopefully you won't notice too much.
Trout,
Yeah,
I am your father.
they're all broken. And then my favorite one of Torrey Hunter doing one arm push-ups.
Oh yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
Man, that Tory, he was everywhere.
He was. And then of course my infamous Bob's Big Boy wearing an angel helmet.
I love it.
Which yeah. But anyway, I have a lot of stupid crap in here. I can't wait to get everything like situated to where it's normal and I can walk in here. It's scary. There's body parts everywhere. It's amazing. But anyway, thank you for coming on, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
How have you been adjusting to Halos in the Infield? This is your first season with us, a full season, right?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
it's been an honor to even, me and Todd been talking for a couple of years, and when he does his post game, I contribute. I'm the the balls and whatever guy. I say that every time. He started that, and I kind of carry it on, and
Yeah,
as
yeah,
do a lot of other people in the group. But
yeah. I think I've joined in
yeah,
on that too a few times.
yeah, of course, it's great. I
Yeah, it
enjoy
is.
his post game stuff, and I've been following since Angel Central, and the opportunity arose where I could join this show. It was in the works the last couple years, and finally this season I was able to join you guys and producing content for Halos in the Infield, and it's been great. I love working with James. I love working with you, Halo Joe, and Todd, and Fernando, and Robert, and everybody else. It's been cool. We have our little thing on Facebook, and um,
It's a lot of funny
it's
things
fun.
going on.
It's
That's good.
fun. I'm
Yeah,
the
yeah,
breaking news guy.
yeah.
You
You
know, me and
are.
Fernando vie there for
Well,
information, and I love doing that.
I'll
So,
tell you what. I would never know it was raining unless I heard from good old James Melau.
oh yeah, I'm also the Storm Watch guy.
Storm
If I
watch.
don't
Yes.
put a meme up, people let me know.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's
You
a
got to
real
be on it.
thing.
You're like the.
I'm
You're like the.
also the weatherman.
Yeah, you're the Fritz Coleman of Angels Radio.
Halos in the infield. That's right. And everywhere else apparently. And
Exactly.
yeah, I have like 3 memes, 2 that I made up, someone made for me. It's great. So I enjoy weather too.
Nice.
Weather and sports.
Weather and sports. That's interesting. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like eating and sleeping. It's pretty much the
And
two
peanut
things
butter.
I enjoy. And peanut butter. Oh yeah. Oh, I had a great time with peanut butter last night. I just lathered
I
up.
bet you did.
Oh yeah, I just lay in a bathtub because I don't want to make a mess, I just
Right.
lather my body with peanut butter and just lay there for a couple hours. It's great. I don't. I made a couple of peanut butter jelly sandwiches. Hey, how do you like my? I don't know if you could tell that on there, but this is an authentic Chuck E. Cheese booth
No
seat.
kidding.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I
Where'd
stole it
you steal
myself.
that from?
There was actually a Chuck E. Cheese closing one time, and they made an announcement on Facebook actually, and they were saying, "Hey, we're closing. Come on down. We're having an auction of all of our games." And you can see I have a Pac-Man machine behind me, and I'm thinking, "Whoa, I got to see if I can score in some games here." So I shot down there. This was in the city of El Monte, I believe, and I got there as fast as I could, and everything was gone, just gone. And I'm like, "Ah, you got to be kidding me!" And he's like, "Ah, well, we're giving the booths away for free." And I'm like, "What?" So I saw one. I go, "Hey,
I'll
I'll
take one
take
of
that."
those.
I took one. I don't know why. My wife thought I was crazy. I thought, "Hey, we could put it in the kitchen. It'd be really." Nope, she didn't want it in there. So it sat in my garage, and now I have some good use for it. So it's the Cup of Joe booth, I guess you could
I
say.
like it. It looks comfy.
It is actually my behind's not comfortable. It's hard as a rock,
Yeah.
but the back's comfortable, very comfortable. I could
Right.
taste that cheap pizza right now. And
I
then
bet.
yeah, so I got there's a I don't want to get into. It's a work in progress, sir. I'm sure you know. But yeah,
Yeah.
I
Well,
hopefully
no, it's wonderful.
hopefully I can get a better camera going in here and some stuff. So we want to kind of juice it up a little bit, make it look professional, right? Like you are in your car right now.
Oh yeah. I'm.
I actually thought
What you
about
see
doing
is
that
what you
because
get.
the
Yeah.
acoustics are probably great in there, right? I mean, you sound
Yeah.
great. You sound great.
Thank you. That's why I did it. I was kind of thinking, you know what? I'm gonna try. The lighting's not so good. This is what I look like without my hat. So um, I'm always having problems with lighting. So
Yeah,
whatever. You can see most of my face. That's all that matters. I have
that's
a
all.
face for radio anyway. So
Yeah. Well, every time I turn the lights on, I turn the lights on. All you see is my forehead. It's like it's after the fact. Everybody starts noticing my eyes and my nose and everything like that.
that's
But
why I'm so blind now.
that's what it. That's what it is. You can watch a movie on this thing. I'm telling you, we're thinking of having a movie night. I just got to sit in front of you guys.
That's great.
So what's how long have you? How old are you, if you don't mind answering?
I'm 44. I'll be 45 in June. So
Okay, so
44.
we're in the
Yeah.
same age group.
Yeah.
How long have you been an Angels fan? What's the furthest memory you have of being an Angels fan?
Since 91, 92, I would say.
Okay.
But I followed the Angels. I wasn't that big of a baseball fan before that. But one of my favorite all-time players was Reggie Jackson growing up when he came over to the Angels.
Yeah, mine too.
That was a big deal, as you know, because he played for the Yankees for a lot of years. And he was part of that, that '86 team.
Yep.
And all that stuff with Wally World, and all that stuff. And that's when I first started liking the Angels. Was probably the late '80s, but I really fell in love with the Angels around 92 when we
Mhm.
had 92, 93 when we had Gary DiSarcina was my favorite
I love
shortstop.
Gary. Yep.
DSAR. We had Damian Easley, who's from my area. He was out of Lakewood High School, went to Long Beach City College.
Mhm.
Tim Salmon, of course, in
Yep.
'93. He was the rookie of the year with Mike
Yep.
Piazza up the freeway here.
Young Tim
Um,
Salmon. Yep.
Chad Curtis. I wore number 9 for a long time because DSAR, after 33, he wore 9, and then Chad Curtis. But we won't talk about that guy because he went through some issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's another Josh Hamilton, but that's a
Who,
shame.
who's
But
your
guys
who's your
like that,
all-time
Chili
favorite?
Davis,
Chili Davis too. Yes. Who's your all-time favorite?
Chili. My all-time favorite Angel, I would have to say is I kind of like Bobby Grich.
I think he's got to be my all-time favorite player. Um, I have a hard time always choosing between him and my favorite pitcher, Chuck Finley.
Oh, I
Uh,
love Chuck.
I love Chuck. I watched him his whole career. I love Chuck Finley. When he came back in those hideous uniforms we had in the late '90s, I was so excited. And then he bleached his hair
Yeah,
blonde, and you remember that? And I got so fired up.
yeah,
I told my
I
girlfriend,
remember those days.
yeah, she's my wife now, but my girlfriend at the time, I remember telling her, you know what? I'm gonna bleach my hair. I'm getting fired up here. Old Chucky's got me going. So I went and had my hair bleached, and that was not good. That didn't turn out very well. So I got my angel hat on with the bleached hair. I thought, okay, rocking the Chuck Finley look, and I got issues from my boss at the time. He's like, "Hey, man, what's going on with you? You got issues?" And he started
I'm
pulling out
Chuck
a whole bunch.
Finley.
Yeah, how dare you say I have issues? I'm Chuck Finley.
Really?
Yeah, but yeah. So then I ended up having to dye it back to a normal dark brown color, which was, oh god, it was just an awful time. I don't know why I did that, but I did it in the name of Chuck Finley. I was such a fan of his. I really wish he would have just kept the mullet. It would have been a little easier for me to grow that out, uh, but no, he went bleach blonde. But yeah, I used to be a big, huge fan of his. But Bobby Grich, God, I just loved his style of play. I just loved his attitude. I met him one time
Gritty.
at a yeah, very gritty. At Angels Fest one year, I forgot what year exactly. I got to meet him, take a picture with him. He signed a baseball for me. The nicest darn guy in the world. Excuse me. Yeah, he's got to go down as one of my favorite, especially as far as positional players go. Probably my favorite. But yeah, I have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I actually had the opportunity to have lunch with him at Angel Stadium one day, and I
Okay,
sat
well
right
now I'm
next to him.
jealous, James. Damn it!
Yeah,
What did
and
you
he
eat?
was my stepdad's all-time favorite player with the Angel, and he was jealous. He's never met him. He's always at the ballpark too. Anyway, he's out of Long Beach, Wilson.
Uh huh.
I sat next to him. He has so many great stories. He's such a great dude. He's
Yeah,
just an
yeah, yeah.
all-around good guy.
You can tell.
He was telling me how he was drafted. That they came to his house. The scout came to his house, and they signed the contract, I believe, at his house very first time. And then
Wow.
he was talking about how early on when he was with the Orioles, Earl Weaver didn't like him. They favored somebody else, so they were sending him up and down. He was on the bench a lot until he started playing full time. I
Wow.
just thought it was interesting. He had so many great stories, and he's from this area, so
Yeah.
it was good to see from a. I was like in awe. I was like, my mouth was wide open. I'm like,
Oh
wow.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very rare that you could sit down, especially with an old school OG baseball player,
Yeah.
and hear all
Oh,
their amazing stories.
do you
And it
even
was
remember? Do you even remember what you were eating?
no, I don't.
Where were you at? Was it a restaurant or like
No,
a
this was
fast food
at Angel
place? Or?
Stadium. It
Oh, it
was
was at the stadium. Okay, I see. The Diamond Club.
I had it. I had an ex girlfriend, and she had to hook up with some luncheon. Oh, it was the Alzheimer Association, and they had a meeting with Bobby Grich or
Mm.
a special event, and I was invited, and I just happened to sit right next to Bobby Grich, and I got to talk to him, and I have
That's
pictures of
great.
it too. Yeah,
Oh man,
and
that
this
is
was
awesome.
about. Yeah, I'll never forget that, and that was a wonderful moment for me as a baseball fan and an Angels fan because he's very visible. He's like Clyde Wright. He's at the stadium all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, he shows
and
up all the time.
he was a part of those great Angels teams in the early to the mid '80s.
Mhm.
So he's like an icon for us.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Oh, without a doubt.
so that was a very cool day for me, and that's a day I'll never forget. So
Yeah. I remember we were playing the Red Sox. What year was this? I think Bartolo Colon was pitching, so it had I forget
oh
exactly what year.
04.
Maybe around there. Well, anyway, um I'm walking up the seats to go back to where the Diamond Club's at, or the whatever it's called, back to the restaurant. And I'm passing one of the patio tables that are out there. And there's a couple eating there, and I look at the guy eating there. I'm going, "That's Troy Percival," and he's just right there, sitting in the middle of
Yeah,
everybody
first.
eating. And I walk and I see him, and I told myself, "Don't bother him, don't bother him." And as soon as I told myself for the third time, "Don't bother him," I went, "Hey, Percy, good to see you, man." Walked right up to him, but he was the coolest person. Got up, shook my hand. "Hey, man, how you doing?" I just, "Hey, man, just you're one of my all-time favorites, man. Just want to say hi. I don't want to bother you." He's like, "No, no, no, thanks, man. I appreciate that." And he sat back down. Started. His mouth was full. I always worry about
Percy's
going
a
up
good
to.
dude.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. I always worry about going up to celebrities and asking them something or walking or saying
Yeah,
hi, and then they just give me that attitude and just destroys all the hopes and dreams I had of them where I held them up. And it's like, oh god, that's the last thing I want, especially from a sports hero like him.
yeah. I've had quite a few encounters with the Angels that we grew up with. I used to go to the old catch that was directly across the street. Now it's apartment buildings. But I used to see all the old school Angels like Lackey, Erstad, Shields,
Mm,
and you can go. You can mix right in with them. They were
yeah,
just there drinking, eating
cool guys.
after
I met
games.
I met
Mike
Scott
Mike
Shields. He's a
Napoli.
nice guy,
Yeah, he is a nice guy. He's
real
funny.
nice guy. Yeah, he's a funny guy. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a funny guy. I ran into him at the bathroom at the catch of all places. I was like, "Hey, Shields."
he's standing next to him in the urinal.
I was like, "Hey, yeah, yeah." I was like, "What's up, Shields?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." He was
Well,
cool. He's all like,
I don't know how long ago it was, but we were like, "Hey, have you ever tried aiming for that little bee that got painted on there on the little hoop?"
yeah.
I always try to make that shot. Oh man, I'm sure that made him feel uncomfortable.
At the
Yeah,
time, it was the Red Sox logo, and
oh man, well, man, that's cool. Yeah, it was
yeah,
always good stuff, especially when you talk to a person like Bobby Grich. You can imagine the stories that just come out of those guys. It would be a blast to interview, talk to them, or let them just go, and let them just tell you things that are, any little background stories in the dugout or in the clubhouse, or whatever. Just cool stuff
he
just
had
comes out of those guys.
so much. So, and
Yeah.
I used to, I interned for Sports Central when I was going to Cal State Fullerton. That was part of when I got my bachelor's in broadcasting. Uh, I had to go on an internship, and I was lucky enough to do it with Sports Central, Channel 2, Channel 9
Mhm.
in Studio City, and they would send me on assignments. They would send me to cover the Angels and the Dodgers. I did all that. I got to interview Torrey Hunter
Nice.
and everybody in the clubhouse. I had free reign in the clubhouse. I'd just go up and start asking questions to people. I had a camera guy with me. You see my hand most of the time, but never saw my face, just my hand
Just your
in
hand.
interviews. I'm like, "Hey, that's my hand."
It is a
Yeah,
famous hand.
yeah.
You're gonna have to keep it in a
So
hyperbaric chamber like in Zoolander, just to keep it nice
right,
and young.
the
Yeah,
hand model.
the
Yeah,
hand model.
David
Yeah, you're the
Duchovny.
hand model. Yeah, Dave. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I was like, this was back in like 2009, 2010. So I'm like, that's my hand.
Yeah,
News report. I'm like, that there, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where Leo DiCaprio is pointing out his characters, all like,
yeah,
"That's him. That's it.
yeah.
That was me with my hand. There
Those
it
are
is, my
my.
hand.
I recognize those
That's
digits
yeah.
anywhere.
Yep.
Oh boy. Well, hey
So
James, it's so good to have you here on Cup of Joe. I
yeah,
really appreciate you coming by and the whole purpose we're doing is a series of getting to know your Halos in the infield. It's just so everybody going into the season has kind of an idea what we're all about, which
yeah,
is it's just selfish greed, and that's what we're all full of. We're all in this for the money. It's just millions
definitely.
upon millions of
All
dollars
that
just flowing
deferred.
in.
It's just
It's
all
yeah,
deferred.
it's ridiculous. I don't even know what to do with all of it. been blowing my nose with 20s this past week.
I know.
So
I'm wiping my behind with
are you?
Benjamin.
Oh, you're using Benjamins. Oh, okay. Well, you may be making a little bit more than me.
Yeah.
I'm still in the
What's
20s.
Todd paying you these days?
Oh, I'm gonna have to talk to him. Yeah. Well, you have more of the experience, so maybe that's why you're getting a little bit
Yeah,
more.
well, I'm
I
under contract for a while.
yeah. I also dub as a movie screen. I should be getting some kind of money.
Yeah, exactly.
I got it. It takes a lot.
You
to
can
sit
run
there.
a ticker right across your forehead.
Yeah, I gotta sit there perfectly still for like an hour and a half. It's tough. And God forbid they want to watch a Lord of the Rings movie. So anyway, thank you very
That's
much,
funny.
James. I'm so
Thank
glad
you
you're
for
able to
having me
come
on,
on.
Halo Jim.
We'll do this again. We'll be talking more angel stuff. It'll be less of me and you and more angels. So
Yes,
we'll see.
I hope it's a great season.
And that's better for everyone. Oh yeah, I hope it is too. A productive season. Something to grow to grow off of, right?
We're here to make it less painful for everybody.
Oh yes. We are the anesthesia of Angels baseball.
Yes, we are. We'll give it to you straight.
We'll give it to you straight, just like a needle. Well, thank you, James.
That's
You
right.
have yourself a great night, and I think you're getting pulled over. Someone behind
Yeah. Uh-oh. James, is that you?
James, wake up! Damn
James.
it!
Jacob, wake up.
You have yourself a good night. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Halo Joe. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me on. Go
Take care.
Halos.